Yo, what up? What up? It's your man Zaze. I'm representing not Zaze Music this time, but Zaze Sports. I'm gonna start speaking on one of my favorite things in the world, which is sports. And y'all that know me know that. And I love the goddamn Raptors. We the North, the Leafs, the Blue Jays, of course, and the Bengals are my NFL team. But I love the sport, every single goddamn sport as a whole. So it's not just about my teams, but I just want to speak right now quickly on the situation with the Raptors that's going on right now. See a lot of Raptors hats on my wall and shit like that. But yeah, it's quite an interesting situation and has me a little bit excited right now. I can't even lie. So I'm gonna speak a bit on the NBA playoff situation and the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. You know, LeBron's team. Not such a fan of that team. But so basically, this is what's going on right now that's quite exciting, and it's quite different from what's been going on lately, because you could say this is the same situation we've been in for the past 2-3 years, but it's actually far, far different. And although all this talk could be for naught in a couple weeks, I'd like to think that it's got a little more merit to it. So basically, Cleveland, since February 25th, that's about 25 games. It's about almost about a month and a half now. They are under 500. Not by much, but they are playing under 500 basketball. They're dropping games like flies. And actually over this most recent stretch, which you gotta love to see this as a Raptors fan. Because not to mention, before I talk about their most recent stretch, the Raptors themselves actually have the best record in the Eastern Conference since the All-Star break, as well as the second best record in the NBA since the All-Star break. And that, if you have been following and know what's going on, know that that was all without Kyle Lowry, one of our best players playing, but with our two new additions, PJ Tucker and Serge Ibaka. We got a major surge on that trade. But yeah, so the trade has been huge for us. Without even Lowry, it made a massive difference right off the top. And we're playing on point. Lowry's been back for 3 games now. We're 3-0. They haven't been cakewalks, but we won them all. We don't make games look like cakewalks all the time. We have 21 comeback wins this season. I don't know where that stands in the record books, but that's got to be up there. And when I say comeback wins, I mean down by 10 plus points. I know we won recently when we were down by 21. Yeah, we're just crazy like that. But now we got Lowry back, haven't lost in his era. Got 1 game left against Cleveland. That's might just be, nobody might play in that game. Might just be a kind of a prove you street ball type of game where, you know, we're just slapping each other around, but it doesn't really matter. But either way, you know, it kind of matters to us a bit. We like to get a win every single time we play them. But so Cleveland right now, they just played Atlanta in a back-to-back. They played in Cleveland on Friday night, and Atlanta sat Kent Bazemore, Dennis Schroeder, Paul Millsap, and Dwight Howard, their top 4 players, and in Cleveland as well. And you would think, all right, this game is a wrap. And Atlanta handled Cleveland that whole game. I know they were up by around 14 to 17 points in the last 4-minute stretch. Pretty sure they won by double digits. I know they won the game and handled it to the very end. So Atlanta took that game, and that's an embarrassing game. You can't be losing right now. And Cleveland played every single one of their 4 starters: Kevin Love, LeBron James, Tristan Thompson, Kyrie Irving, and they played their full minutes. Irving lit it up. LeBron almost got his triple-double stats. Didn't change a goddamn thing. And then Sunday, and I figured Cleveland's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder and freaking kick Atlanta's ass. This ain't even going to be funny. But so the game starts off, and I'm watching it, and of course Cleveland just jumps out to an early lead, starts getting bigger and bigger. Halfway through the second quarter, it was around 17, 19, 20, hitting that mark. Halfway through the third quarter, I think they got up to about 26 points in the game at one point. And then it was like 23, 26, 21, 19. They hit the end of the third quarter up 26 points. And there I'm thinking, as anyone would, that this game is a wrap. Cleveland's got this, especially being Cleveland. You're one of the top teams. When you're on top, you take care of business. It's not a fluke. So Atlanta comes out and puts up 44 points to Cleveland's 18 in the fourth quarter, outscores them by 26 points with a steal and a Millsap fade away from about 12 feet baseline at the end of the game. They end up tying the game, going into overtime. LeBron fouls out, which I can't remember ever seeing. I might have seen that once before. LeBron don't foul out too much, but LeBron fouls out the game on kind of a ghost call, which is nice to see for once because this guy never gets called on actual things that happen. But and sure enough, Atlanta goes and they take that game as well. So Cleveland has lost a back-to-back to Atlanta now. One of them without their top 4 players in. The second one going into the fourth quarter with a 26-point lead. That is astounding, if you ask me. That blew my mind, kind of made me laugh, and I got a smile on my face because of that shit. But and then, like I said about the Raptors, they're just on fire right now. They got a lot to look forward to. Best record in the Eastern Conference since the All-Star break, and that's without Lowry. That right there has got to scare you if you're another team, and got to make you so happy as a Raptors fan. Because we got a few games run with Lowry in it. We get to have one game against Cleveland, although meaningless, meaningful in the fact that we get to have a nice run against a team that's got some value that we're probably going to have to beat. And the way it's looking right now, Boston's probably going to take the Eastern Conference, especially with Cleveland sitting players against Miami tonight, being Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, which is just crazy to me as well. Not even trying for that first seed. Kind of conceding, and that kind of fucks up the way the NBA is, because Miami's competing for that last spot with Chicago, and I'm sure Chicago's not too happy about that. So, they're kind of, larger than the game itself in some ways, which is not always the best thing as a fan, but whatever, it is what it is. So we might end up facing them as long as we can get through Milwaukee, not trying to take things too fast. But in the second round, which I don't mind because Cleveland is limping right now, and if you let them get into the Eastern Conference Finals, if that has to happen, then they probably got their swag back. They're probably looking okay at that point. Second round, they could definitely get through the first round with this shakiness under them. And like I said, I don't want to play this Raptors team right now. When you got Serge Ibaka at the 4, Jonas is playing a new game because he's not the focal center point up front and on the boards and stuff at the 5. You got, it doesn't even have to be DeMar Carroll, to be honest. His offense could be better when it's on, but it's not always on. PJ Tucker is the biggest shutdown defensive guy. If you put him at the 3 for the majority of the minutes, and obviously shoot like DeRozan, it always goes in, number 2, and Kyle Lowry at 1, we are absolutely dangerous and disgusting. So stay tuned. I'm going to do this a little more. Don't mind my little finger touches. I'm just getting used to this crap. But, Raptors, man. 2017 playoffs. Here we come. We the North, baby. And also, congratulations to these boys, the Toronto Maple Leafs, because they did a big thing, made the playoffs in their first year of true rebuilding with some amazing rookies. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Connor Brown even popped, I think, 20 goals in himself. William Nylander broke records, 10-game point streak as a rookie. Matthew, most goals as a Maple Leafs as a rookie, second in scoring in the NHL this year. Mitch Marner, most assists as a rookie for the Maple Leafs. This team's crazy right now. They play Washington in the first round. To be honest, I think this is probably Washington's year to win the Cup, but I'm down for anything to happen. And even if we don't win, it's been a successful year. Congratulations to them. And we got the Blue Jays starting playing like shit right now, but it's only the beginning of the season, and we don't really care about that right now because we got so much goddamn shit going on. We the North, baby. Your man Zaze Sports, signing out. Check them Raps. Check them Leafs. Playoffs. Let's go to a ship. Here we go. I'm out.